What I love about the artwork that we have from Doug is that he does it from places that are known to us, and even if it's not the exact location, it always is very true to the areas of the Northwest. And it brings out an emotion when you're able to see a beautiful piece of art, notice all the nuance, but then relate it to something. Doug does a really good job of showing off the Pacific Northwest and Sandpoint in our area in particular. We had a chance to view a number of Doug's pieces when he came down to display them at a home we were selling. And it was a home similar to this one, and we ended up not having to pick because we bought them all, almost all. But my husband fell in love with this very large one, and both of my sons did too. So it's the large one of the tree coming out of the hill. And it was so awesome to have Doug come here and just have that time with my husband to say, this is where we were, this is what I saw, this is how I captured it. And it brought even more meaning to when we look at it. So when both of our sons moved out to get their own place, they asked for copies of it. So we have the original, and then my son in Washington, D.C., and my son, as establishing his home, have a signed print from Doug. They brought a little piece of our home and Doug with them. So we ended up getting 4 originals, and if my husband had his way, he'd have more, but we're running out of wall space. And I have one in my office. It's similar to the one here, which is my favorite, and he signed it. That again is really nice because people come in and they're drawn to it right away, and they're like, that is so beautiful, is that a photograph? No, it's Doug. And some of them even know how to say his last name now. So when we saw the prints, it's hard to tell that they're not originals because the detail is just there. These are so great because you can go up in the light and you can actually see the graphite touches that just make it so special. But the prints are just as nice. They're such high quality that you can't tell they're not original. And then again, for the emotional part of it, to have Doug actually sign it underneath his signature, you know that he actually touched that piece of paper. So he puts a lot of personal effect into his work. I think my favorite piece of the art that we have of Doug's is the first one that we got. It's the top of Schweitzer Mountain. We go there a lot as a family. It's always been a special place, so that may have been what drew us in the first time, and we happened to see it in the Cedar Creek Bridge. And the fact that all 4 of us just were drawn to it really naturally made it probably a family favorite until they started seeing all the other ones and the bigger ones too, but that's always going to be my favorite. One thing he did share that was really great when he was just mentioning his work, he said that he has his children come up beside him and do a little bit of the picture. How great that he puts himself and his family into a piece of art that we're bringing into our home and sharing with our family. It's pretty special.